Hey guys, today's Dale's tool of the day is this little pneumatic chamfering tool. I kind of showed it in the gantry video, and I thought I'd show you guys a little bit more about it now. You know, I was busy building a thing for a customer, so I didn't have a lot of time to video then. But yeah, this little thing's pretty cool. It's loud. Sounds like going to the dentist a little bit. But this thing's pretty cool. I can't honestly find a brand on this anywhere. You know, it came off the old Amazon, and I just looked up pneumatic chamfering tool. You can see that right there. That's all it says. It doesn't actually even have a brand. But this thing's pretty cool because it's got adjustability. You can loosen a couple set screws here on this little guy. And then you can just turn this little foot. You can see that turns. Well, as that turns, it's got this little thing that tells you how many thousandths of an inch. Oh, let me see if I can get the old GoPro to cooperate here. Can you see it? There you go. These little marks right here. They're in thousandths, and it's got a little indicator line, and you can turn the little guy, and that just screws in and out this foot. And it's got a little triangle cutter on here, a little insert. It's just an itty bitty little thing, and you can turn it in or out, and it comes with additional bearings, because it's like a little router bearing with the guides. These just little tiny bearings. You can see them in this bag, and then it comes with a bunch of these little triangle inserts, and it's kind of like a lathe or a mill. These little inserts, you can turn them. You know, if they get dull, you just turn it to another side, and you know, you should have 3 different sides per cutter to like resharpen it by changing to the other little carbide cutter. Anyhow, this thing's been super cool. So I'm cleaning up the plate here for a project that I'm working on. This little roller table, fab table for the hobby shop. That's gonna like hide away up underneath some stuff so you don't really see it, and it doesn't really take up much of my shop space. But I've been using it, and it works really handy. But what it's really handy on is little things like this. I got these little plasma cut plates off of the Amazon, you know, and they're handy to weld on, but they just got a plasma cut edge. They're not real, you know, pretty. They're not real, they're kind of sharp. Not really sharp, but you know, not sharp. But you take this little guy, I got it set pretty thick right now because I've been trying to take off this burr, but it just chamfers that little thing like nothing. You know, if you go real thick, you got to take a couple times maybe. But then it looks real nice. It's just, it really fixes it up nice. And then you can do it in the hole. It don't take real long, but you can see I just chamfered the crud out of that hole, so the bolt will go in it easy. And I have it set a little thick right now. I'm trying to put too big of a chamfer on everything. I don't need a 1/8 inch chamfer on stuff right now, but the little guy's doing it. And it's just, you know, it's kind of annoying to listen to, and it's kind of annoying when your air compressor kicks on while you're trying to video, but this thing's been super handy. You can see this table had a sheared edge here, and it's real sharp. Always one side of a shear, one side will be like rolled over, and the other side will have like a big burr and a lip. I don't know how good you can see that on the GoPro here. Yeah, there we go. See that sharp lip? It's nasty, it's big, it's chunky. And so I had to set it to a pretty aggressive bevel to knock that off. But the little guy's doing it, you know? Normally I would just use, you know, a flapper disc on a grinder and go over it, but then it doesn't look all even and the same. With that little guide bearing and that little foot, it can only cut so deep, you know, however you set it, and then it looks nice. Looks more machined. I mean, granted, this is a sheared edge. Sheared edges are just by nature rough. It's like a pair of scissors cutting some metal. So, I mean, it looks kind of, it doesn't look as pretty as maybe, you know, if you cut it some other way. But it goes really fast, and I can do it, and then I have metal that's the right shape, but you always got to take off that sharp edge. Anyhow, that's Dale's tool of the day. They got lots of different ones of these on the Amazon. I'll put a link to this one. I don't know how much it was. Oh, this one's also got a little little adjusty-majigger. Here, you can adjust for how much air pressure and how obnoxious it wants to get, you know? And then anything in between, I guess, you know? Apparently that makes it go faster or slower. I haven't really used it a ton because I haven't needed to. I just leave it cranked up because I got air, so why not, you know? And it's been pretty handy, and I like that it's got all the inserts, so you don't have to sharpen it all the time. And I'm pretty sure you can buy new inserts on the Amazon, you know, when these get dull. Or the whole tool, man, I hate to say this, but I don't know if it was like 30, 40 bucks. I honestly don't know. Sometimes I just see stuff and I'm like, oh, that'd be handy, and I just buy it. I'm a little bad that way. But no more than this little puppy costs. When this one, all the inserts wear out, I'll probably just buy another one because, you know, they're not that much. And by then, I'll probably have this little guy wore out. Anyway, I don't know. I got problems. I like tools, and I use the heck out of them. But that's been a pretty handy one, so thought you guys might be interested. Anyway, this has been Dale's Tool of the Day. So remember, me and Jesus love you. Talk to you later.